our class today. What are we studying from the point of view of accountancy? We are done with the area of journal, right? We did the part of journal there. Then we considered the portion of ledger. Today I'll be starting with another topic called trial balance, which is basically a statement which is prepared and which includes all the ledgers that we have prepared, and it is basically the compilation of all of them. Okay, before we move forward towards this area, let me give you a brief introduction about what exactly the trial balance is, right? Okay. When we talk about the trial balance, how do we define the trial balance, everyone? Trial balance is nothing but a statement. It's a statement where all the ledgers that we have made, it is basically a place where all the ledgers are compiled together. So what do we do exactly in terms of trial balance? The statements are prepared like this. We have particulars. Then we have the ledger folio, whatever the serial number is given to that particular tabular form. And then we write the part of debit, and then we write credit. So all the elements are stated here, and here we specify the item that we are talking about. So all the items are stated here, and then we specify the debits as well as the credits accordingly. So in terms of the trial balance, it's basically a statement. A statement which includes all the real accounts, personal accounts, and then the nominal accounts. Right? So when we're talking about these classes, when we're talking about the statement, one of the basic things, okay, let me just compile it. Trial balance. It's a statement, not an account. It includes all the accounts, and it is basically a statement which includes all the debits and the credits in terms of the ledger. So basically, first of all, we prepare the journal. Then we prepare the ledger. And then we prepare the trial balance. Right? So we prepare journal, ledger, and trial balance. And then we talk about the trial balance. Everything that has been stated in the ledger is transferred in such a way that whatever the balancing figure is, that balancing figure is taken to the trial balance. In terms of trial balance, how do we record the trial balance? If I talk about that particular format only, this is the format. This is ledger folio. Credit. This starts with capital. Capital should be credited. The balance of capital ideally is on the credit side. Then we have liabilities. Liabilities are always shown on the credit side. And then we have incomes. Even in the trial balance, it would come on the credit side. It is prepared at the end of the year. And on the basis of trial balance, we prepare a specific account called profit and loss account, where we find whether the organization is making profits or facing losses. So we have these things together, and then we have the expenses. The nature of expenses is always debit, so here it would be debited. And then the assets, again on the debit side, and the drawings, again on the debit side. So these three are shown on the debit side, while these three are shown on the credit side. The nature is in such a case, what happens is the totals of debit side and credit side is given here. So this is the format. I hope the format is visible now. It is still the same. Among the cradle, C for capital, C for credit, D for drawings, D for debit, liabilities on the credit side, incomes on the credit side. That is LRC on the credit side or LIC on the credit side, while aid on the debit side. The rule is not going to change. That's the beauty of accounting. That rule, there is no exception to accounting there. So that's what we define in terms of the trial balance. And under trial balance, we find it is basically uh, a checking of the arithmetical accuracy. Nothing else, but just the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. That is arithmetical accuracy. It's not a conclusive proof that whatever we have done, it's all correct. Trial balance just checks the arithmetical accuracy. There are many errors which do not get detected in the trial balance. So we learn about those errors as well in our class today. So let's move on and study about those things. Okay. So when we prepare the trial balance, from the trial balance, we also prepare the financial statements. What is the main limitation of the analysis of the financial statements? If we prepare the financial statements, then we find that there are certain limitations. What are those limitations? Number one, it is affected by window dressing. If the organization is trying to exaggerate whatever they are dealing with, that is window dressing. When you try to beautify the things when you're showing it to someone else, but in actual it's not that way. So it is affected by the individual window dressing. And then we have the area of difficulty in forecasting. Whatever the forecasting that we're looking forward to, then there's a difficulty whether we can specify it or not. It does not reflect changes in the price level. It does not reflect the fact that whether the changes are there in the price level. There is a part of accountancy only. There are core limitations of accountancy, because we cannot record things at the changing prices, because it would be very much exhausting to note down the changing prices. Then it does not then all of these are basically the part of the analysis. These are limitations of the analysis of the financial statements, and even these are the limitations of accounting as well. So basically all of the above, such limitations are still there. Even if the entire accounting has developed a lot, it's still the same. Then, okay, here comes another terminology of accounting, which is called the operating expenses. What does the term operating expense include? All of the above of the options, or it says the office and admin expenses, selling and distribution expenses, or provision of for doubtful debts. Basically, operating expenses refers to all those expenses which are incurred to keep the business running. So, office and admin people are required. Think about it. If we do not have the people who maintains a salary account, what will happen? The salary is definitely not coming into our bank accounts if they don't look forward to it. So, selling and distribution expenses and any provisions, these are all a part of it. The answer is all of the above. Right? Okay. Here comes the next question. This is regarding security premium. I think we'll wait. We'll be talking about the company's account. Then we'll come to this question. I'll be skipping up this question, but we'll come back to it. Till then, when bad position of the business is tried to be depicted as good, it is known as, now what is it called? The personal bias, the price level changes, the window dressing, or all of the above. Go ahead, specify the point. Okay. Now, when the bad position of the business, that means that currently the business might have been going through any kind of losses, but the organization is not trying to show it to the people there. They're just keeping it under the sheets that there is something fishy going on with the organization. That particular manipulation is called window dressing. That is what I've just told you. When we talk about window dressing, think about it. There's a specific window through which you can see my house, and I just keep this window tidy. You don't know what I'm doing in my house. So that means in terms of window dressing, that's what the organization does. It keeps the best of its products, the best of its showing in terms of the organization where the people can see. The moment they enter inside, they realize there's nothing happening in the organization at all. It was just for the show to get the money from the investors. So that is also a part of the things that is happening in the businesses today. That is it. Window dressing. Next question. Outstanding wages appear in the trial balance will be recorded in the balance sheet, trading account, balance sheet and trading account, or none of the above. Once we prepare the trial balance, the next level is the balance sheet. First of all, what do we do here? In terms of accountancy, first of all, we record the journal, then we record the ledger, then we record the trial balance. And when we are recording trial balance, it's a statement. Now from the trial balance, we have got what are the expenses, what are the incomes, what is happening with one particular thing, what is happening with the other particular thing. What they do is they keep all the expenses and losses here. That means the expenses and losses on the debit side and incomes and gains on the credit side. They have divided themselves into two different sides. One, if there's a loss, then there's a profit. If there is expense, and there is an income. So basically, these are two opposite terms which are recorded together. So how do we record these terms? When we are recording both of these are recorded under profit and loss account. But the organization will also have multiple assets. Even when the organization has multiple assets, it's in the balance sheet. Right? So basically, all these assets and liabilities are stated in here. So the outstanding wages, where is it recorded? Outstanding wages is basically a specific head which says there is a burden on my head that I'm supposed to pay to people, isn't it? So because when we talk about outstanding wages, it's like wages which is not paid yet. It is yet to be paid. So till the time it's not paid, it's a liability on my head. It should be noted in the area of the balance sheet. Right? Next question, everyone. It says that the short-term borrowing appear in the company's balance sheet under the head. If you have any short-term borrowing, if I took a loan for less than a year, where would it be? It's basically a current assets, a current liability, a non-current liability, or non-current assets. So let's talk about these. Number one, it's a borrowing, it's a liability. It's already a liability. So current assets and non-current assets is already out of it. Then what are we left with? Appear in the company's balance sheet under the head. Under what head exactly do we find the short-term borrowing? Short-term borrowing means the borrowing which we are supposed to pay within 1 year or one operating cycle. So if it's about 1 year or one operating cycle, then what would be the answer be? That is a current liability. Right? Because you are supposed to pay to someone, not going to receive money from someone. You are supposed to pay money to someone. Right? Next point. Trial balance is not a part of double entry bookkeeping, only a working paper, or it is a statement, or all of the above. When we talk about the trial balance, there are certain books where you'll actually find that all of the above is correct. Why? Because the trial balance is not mandatory, but we prepare it for our ease in order to prepare the profit and loss account and the balance sheet. It's only a working paper. Currently, it is still a working paper because it does not really point out the errors which are happening. It's just going to be something that can help us to find out. But basically, it is not a conclusive proof that yes, whatever you have prepared is absolutely correct and it matches with it. So if the trial balance matches the entire detail is correct. It is not like that. So basically, it is something that might or it may or may not bring accuracy. So that is what we call as all of the above. Next question. The trial balance takes its balances from where does it take? From the ledger or then from the cash book, or both of the A and B, or none of the above? If we talk about the trial balance basically takes both A and B. That is, it takes all the data from the ledger. Along with this, it is also taking its data from the cash book. When we talk about the cash book, it is basically the book which compiles all the cash movements. Basically, here, what they do in terms of the cash book is Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. If the money comes in within the business, it's cash inwards. And if we lose money outside, that is cash outwards. So basically, whatever cash is left, you cannot find it out if you haven't prepared a specific notebook for that. That particular book is called cash book. This cash book can be of a single column, that means only the bank column, but it might also prepare the bank as well as the cash column. And in terms of triple column, they have bank, cash, and discount. Right? So it starts with this scenario. The bank balance is stated in the bank portion, cash balance is stated in the cash portion, and whatever we are receiving, either we are giving discount or receiving discount, it would all be stated in this particular area. So correctly, the answer would be both A and B. Both are correct. Next question. The total of the debit balances and the credit balances. Debit is equal to credit. What is the reason behind it? Money, measurement concept, accounting period, dual aspect, or materiality concept? The correct answer is the dual aspect concept, because here every debit or the assets that we are making it is ultimately out of the liabilities as well as the money that we have already invested. So my money plus the money from outsiders would be included, and we'll call it the dual aspect concept. Let's look forward towards the last question for the day. Okay, no, this is an error. We'll be studying about errors as well. So I think I'll be leaving this error question as well. We'll be talking about the various errors in the next class, and then we'll come back to this question as well. Till then, if you haven't looked forward to our JIB classes, then kindly hurry up and review it, because we have just started with our new batches. So you have enough information of the various topics that you will require for your preparation through our portal. So let's look forward to it. Just go on to the era of www.adda247, where you will find the JIB and CIB examination, and all the details of the examination are given here. If you look forward towards the JIB 2023, so these are the batches which are available. The JIB new target batch, that is also there, that's 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then we have also the bilingual batch going on as well. For the JIB examination, the target batches are also introduced there. So at the same time, if we are looking forward towards the basic examination, there's also the JIB prime test back is also there. You can purchase it, and all the assets would be in all the tests and everything would be given to you as per the details there. So basically, this is the JIB Mahapack. You can also take up the Mahapack. These are just the syllabus that we are covering. In terms of Mahapack, you are also getting MCQs, you are also getting video courses, you are also getting questions to study, and at the same time, ebooks are open to you. So there are basically multiple things that if you take up this particular subscription, most of these things would be opened up for you. How do we look forward to it? Just go on to this particular area of the courses that which are available in our portal. And for the JIB examination, all you need to do is you can use the code Y5, 3 and 8, 541 and apply it. There the value comes out to be of 4599.77. So that's what we talk about. So basically here, if you're looking forward towards a JIB examination, then kindly hurry up and join our classes as early as possible. Along with the JIB course that we are showing you, under this you get the test series and you also get the basic live classes as well. But what's the difference between this examination and the pro level? Under pro level, you are not only taught, but we are also providing you other benefits as well. Okay, this particular batch has only 200 hours of teaching. That means you are still left with MCQs. You are still left with the MCQs as well as the concepts revisions. We are dealing with the concepts revisions on a daily basis. So that means we are available from Monday to Saturday. So kindly go ahead and check out our website where you will find all the details of the same. So let's meet tomorrow, right, at 7:30 a.m. So hurry up.